Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. We have Ewane Masango with us today, and he's from Oklahoma, but moving to New York to work on things that are passionate for him, especially technology, startups, health. These are some of the things that we'll be discussing with him. We'll find out about his journey, where he's come from, how far he's gone, and where he's headed. So welcome, Ewane.
I feel welcome. Thank you very much, Rajiv.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself in your own words.
In my own words, I'd say for the most part, I'm a self-taught startup, technologist slash researcher slash kind of sports and athlete enthusiast. So somewhere in the middle, Silicon Valley got to me where it was, running around a lot and a lot of active energy and just having a lot of big dreams about the future of technology. And then one of the biggest parts is that my family is almost all in healthcare. And so I've always been looking to find a way to invent and innovate in the space of lifestyle and, just having a better overall life.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get drawn into this? What were you doing before this?
Well, I guess I've always really been in healthcare since I was young, since I was a child. Once I got into technology and entrepreneurship was the first couple of weeks of probably like senior year of high school. I started doing some buying and selling on eBay, and then by the time college started, I began a small family business at the time that was based off of healthcare and having a private practice. And so that was really how things just popped off. I'll never forget the conversation. I was, playing sports for fun, just at like a recreational place. And my mother called me and told me that she was going to quit her job. And I was like, okay, well, and that was it. After that, it was just business, and figuring out things along the way, and then kind of fell in love with technology.
And what are you doing currently? What are you working on?
Currently working on building a platform called the Society, which connects, wellness professionals with people who need their help.
All right. And how long have you been working on that?
Most of this year. I mean, I've really been working on the project for about 10 years. It's incorporated a number of different things, mostly in healthcare. We made her run at home health, made her run at a group home. Like some of these things ended up not working out at the times, but yeah. So this is our current iteration. But it was always really about creating an easier way to heal people and help people heal themselves.
What aspects of technology do you really enjoy?
I'd say artificial intelligence. The point of this app that's being built right now, we're in beta, is to have a wellness AI. So something that eventually helps replace the time of the wellness providers. And also I think also what excites me is the vision of kind of, in a sense, unifying and merging the, traditional medicine with, more holistic medicine.
So tell us a little bit more about this app of yours. What does it do? Who does it benefit? How does it work?
Well, it actually benefits. It's like E for everyone. It benefits everyone. It's just like as you would imagine when you go to the doctor for a checkup, not for something post. So everything we're looking at is like an ounce of prevention for a pound of cure is the mentality. So the AI is being trained on object detection, so these videos and things of this nature. So it's telemedicine in that way. And then the idea is for it to begin to learn, a number of the habits that we have that they can improve on. And then adding the e-commerce piece is another stage where you can actually deliver wellness products specific and personalized to the individual.
And who's your ideal customer for this?
At this current moment, we're looking for unique like a unique value proposition. So we've basically been focusing on places around the globe, India, Africa, and then here in America, mostly places where there's primary people of color, of all races, especially immigrants. And that's kind of the little niche that we're focusing on because that's where most of my background in, and a number of our founders are either from India or Pakistan or Native American.
Okay. And in terms of how many people are you? What kind of an organization are you guys running right now?
Yeah, I mean we're pretty decentralized, kind of like a Berkshire Hathaway model. So like different people run different projects slash LLCs or companies, and we just kind of synergize underneath the society banner as a so it can be more of an ecosystem. Is the mentality as an ecosystem.
So have you actually launched it in the market, and do you have any traction going on?
Well, we're in beta right now, so yeah, we do have traction. We have probably 500 to 600, on a list of influencers who are interested in being part of the platform. And so we're deciding who's going to be part of the beta and then plan for an event. Because that's another thing I got myself into in the last 11, 12 years is like throwing big like concerts and events and things of that nature, mostly for community service. And that's kind of our launch plan is to do, nice community events online, but online mostly. But in person is a little bit tricky right now. But online mostly, and bring So that's an opportunity for us to highlight the when I said influencers, I mean like the caregivers, the wellness professionals and experts. It's an opportunity to highlight them online, which has been tough for them lately because with this time period being in healthcare, there's been a lot of things going on. So it should provide a great solution for them. And then as far as some of the other healthcare businesses and real estate, a number of other things that are part of this, those are just kind of steady, like those things go. They're good. So and then we're also involved in crypto quite a bit as well, and then looking not necessarily as much as crypto, but the underlying technology, blockchain, and build that into our system. We had it like an early model of a blockchain social network that we kind of moved more into the healthcare space.
So for somebody who would like to learn more about your solution, what's the best place to go?
The best place to go is to usually either find me. I'm sure the name will be in the description. Ewane Masango on LinkedIn, or find me on Instagram, same name, or even on Facebook, same name. That's usually going to be the easiest way. With me being the CEO, I'm usually the communicator. Then I'll be able to decipher any interest that anyone has, or somebody on my team will.
So, your background, kind of being in the healthcare and the startup space, what's that journey been like for you? Walk us through some of the pivotal moments that got you to where you are today.
Okay, well, yeah, the first big thing I'd say was because I had the operating business whenever I was, in my early 20s, the ability to go to conferences was a thing. So there was once when I was able to go to the Stanford has a conference called MedX, which is a pretty big deal, and I always kind of had a desire to go to Stanford. So I thought to go out there. And that was really the first time that I saw that there were all these like healthcare companies talking about AI and how the future of the white hats and black hats fighting each other on the internet with all the internet stuff that goes on and cybersecurity essentially, and what the future of that looked like. So that was mind blowing. Just it was one thing after another. I remember one session specifically, and this is what we built the society around, was around having the best or most personalized support. Because this woman basically said that based off of their research, I was there in the room, and she was saying that based off of their research, that most people who commit suicide is because they lacked support from people who are around them. And so that was, something that, it touched me because I had a situation like that with a friend of mine that, that it inspired me to be able to go further down the path of healthcare and innovation. And then there's another moment in regards to our unique value proposition. Honestly, for people like you and myself, that I went to a conference in Silicon Valley once, maybe a couple of years ago. It was like a new tech conference, and they had these computer vision machines to pick up on people's health care data, just by scanning the body. And there were a few of us, because of the data that they currently had, that it could not pick up on because of the data set that they currently had and the diversity in it. So that's why, again, that was another pivotal moment inspirationally to really be like, okay, well, there's a lot of people that are getting on the internet, I think we call it like the next 1 billion at least, are mostly going to be from another side of the world. So they're all coming online. And so having services to support them in where they're going is kind of like the healthcare way, right? Like, come, you get your checkup. It's like, okay, we'll come back here in a year and come back to us. So that's the dream.
Awesome. Now, in terms of people that are starting out, any advice based on your experience?
I'd say more than anything, it's always about identifying whatever it is that we're curious about. Some people say it's what we're best at. Some people say it's like what we liked when we were 3. People say different things, but I think that's really the most important one from what I've experienced, because if you're not doing what actually, I think every single person is so unique and everybody has their own special qualities, superpowers, whatever people want to call them, but people have special things. Like, I notice things sometimes with like a sister of mine, it might not be like in the entrepreneurial world in that way, but she has other ways that she's a genius, right? So I think that that's the most important thing. First off, is like identifying who it is that you are, as far as like outside of maybe what happened in schools and stuff. Like, which one really lit you up? Like, were you good at math? Did you like science class? Did you like, and figuring that out? And then I think everything else is pretty much more clear from there, at least, because you're going to go through the same challenges regardless. But at least now there's like, okay, I can see that my skills are getting stronger at the thing that I'm good at. So I know I'm valuable.
So what's your take on, the evolution of technology and especially its interplay with health as we move forward into this next decade?
Well, technology as in regards to health, I think is going towards free healthcare. That I think the social pressure will eventually get there. And that's where we see the AI play there, because of the ability for it to be automated, at least some kind of baseline level where you can get a checkup basically anywhere you are at any time, and yeah, it's kind of where I see it going. It's probably to merge those two things. I see like more of a free society, free healthcare in that aspect, and it just getting better and better. A lot more robotics. People walking around with like robot knees, and I'm trying to convince my dad right now because he's supposed to get a knee replacement. I'm like, dude, just look at some stuff, out west, man. It could be something you could try, like stem cells or something. Like, I haven't reached that stage in life yet, but I can see it's hard for him to like come to terms with, oh, they're gonna like replace my knees. So I think there'll be a lot of things in the future like that will surprise people at how much they can still be active and have fun with their lives.
With your company, in terms of a business model, what are you guys thinking?
Well, we're focused on subscriptions as well as service fees from products sold in the marketplace. Yeah, those are the subscription. Basically, come on there. You have your like telemedicine. You have people who are willing to train you, and then as far as products, once that feedback comes from all those many sessions, and we're able to get better and better understandings of our people, then we will be making the partnerships for products for services and products as well, especially products and getting into distribution and delivery. But right now we're focusing everything virtually.
Awesome. So any message, anything that you'd like to share with the audience, that are watching this episode?
Yeah, I would say something. I would say that I think that for the most part, most things start with ourselves. And so in this pursuit that for the people who will be listening to this of, each of our lives, I think it's really like remembering what keeps us, grounded or sane, or I mean, depending on how you're looking at it, but whatever it is that keeps us that way, prioritize that like all the time. It doesn't matter who it is. It's like, this is my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. Like, yes, I want to help all of you. But if I don't do this one thing as often as I feel called to do it, then it's like I won't be a functional person in this society. So you might see me and think that I am, but I mean, when you start getting older, everyone knows. You can see people. You're like, oh, they're fine, and then like a few days later, you get like a phone call that something happened, and you're like, what? Like I just, I thought they looked okay. Like so anyway, so I'd say that prioritize that thing.
Awesome. Well, Ivan, it's been a pleasure hosting you and listening to your story, and all the best with Society, the platform that you're working on. I'm sure a lot of the audience are going to check it out. And any information that you'd like me to share with them, absolutely, we'll put it in the show notes. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing, and wish you the very best.
Wish you the very best as well, Rajiv. Thank you.
Thank you.